Shane Van Gisbergen is heading back to Iowa Speedway this weekend, and this time he's got a lot more on the line than last year. So what's changed for SVG since his rookie trip to the Midwest? Let's break it down. And hey, real quick, if you are a true NASCAR fan like me, go ahead and drop a like and subscribe to the channel. NASCAR Nation News is just getting started. We are pushing for our next subscriber milestone, and it's all about real talk from fans who live this sport every week. All right, let's get into it. Shane Van Gisbergen is set to make his second ever NASCAR Cup Series start at Iowa Speedway this Sunday. That's a big deal on its own, but the event he's rolling into is the Iowa Corn 350 powered by Ethanol. Now, for those who don't know the track, Iowa Speedway is a 0.875 mile short track. It's tight, it's technical, and it does not forgive mistakes. And SVG knows that better than most, because last year at this exact track, things didn't go his way. Van Gisbergen was credited with a 31st place finish at Iowa last season. According to the report, that finish came after contact with the wall during the second stage of the race. That wall contact set him back and basically ended any shot at a strong result that day. So heading back into this weekend, there's clearly some unfinished business at this track for SVG. But here's the thing, Van Gisbergen isn't approaching this race with worry. He's approaching it with confidence. In his own words, he said, quote, "It's about confidence." He pointed specifically to North Wilkesboro, another short track, as a race where what he called the metric helped his team. And he explained that if they can start up front at a track like that, they've shown they can actually stay there. That's a pretty important point, because it shifts the focus directly onto qualifying. Van Gisbergen said he needs to be better in qualifying and that the team needs to keep improving the cars. He said it's, quote, "awesome to race at the front and keep ourselves there, and that when everything comes together as a team, they can get it done." So the message here is clear. Iowa isn't just about surviving a short track. It's about proving that the strong qualifying and strong finishes we saw at North Wilkesboro weren't a one-off. Now let's talk about where SVG actually sits in the bigger picture right now. Heading into this weekend at Iowa, Van Gisbergen is 15th in the Cup Series driver standings. And maybe more importantly, he's sitting 57 points above the Chase cutline. That's a real cushion, and it's one he's genuinely happy about. He said, quote, "It's pretty awesome. To be honest, I was stoked after making those leaps above the cut line." He also credited getting a lot of points specifically on ovals as a big part of that progress. But Van Gisbergen was also honest about where the team actually stands. He said, as a team, they aren't exactly where they want to be. Their approach right now is about making the most of the bad days and trying to score as many points as possible, even when things aren't perfect. And that's an interesting mindset, because he broke down exactly what a bad day looks like for this team right now. He said, on their bad days, they still have to finish somewhere between 15th and 20th. And by his own admission, that's not a good day, points-wise. But his approach is that sometimes you have to accept those days, even when you want to be doing better. So with 4 races left before the Chase field is set, what's the plan? According to Van Gisbergen, the focus right now, every single week, is points. Not necessarily wins, not necessarily flashy finishes. Just consistently scoring points and protecting that cushion above the cut line. So to recap where things stand, SVG is 15th in points, 57 points clear of the cut line, coming off a rough 31st place run at Iowa last year, and he's putting a heavy emphasis on qualifying heading in this weekend's Iowa Corn 350. So here's the question for you guys. With 4 races left and a 57-point cushion, should Shane Van Gisbergen's team be playing it safe and just banking points every week? Or is it time to start pushing harder for actual wins? Drop your take in the comments, and as always, if you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure you like the video and subscribe to NASCAR Nation News. We'll see you in the next one.